Man.
Hello, and welcome to this very special episode of the Sausage Factory, in which we will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of the release of, hands down, the most controversial entry in the Friday the 13th series. I'm your moderator, Pizzal. With me tonight, I've got Mr. B. Jr. How are you, sir?
Ready to get my hands dirty. Let's do it, guys.
Awesome. B-Movie Mike, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Ready for some blood chocolate and enchiladas, baby.
Taco.
Jay the Stingray is with us tonight as well. What's going on, Stingray?
Give me 5.
There you go. Raiho Magnifico is with us tonight. What's going on, Raiho?
I have nothing clever to say.
Which is in and of itself clever.
I'm glad to be here. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
I would say this is the first Friday the 13th episode I've actually made.
I know. Well, man. I know.
Go
You've been absent.
Yeah.
Good to have you. Definitely good to have you. Orc is with us tonight as well. What's going on, Orc?
Some motherfuckers repping the Sausage Factory! Got my dressing up to join here.
Oh, goodness.
Get that pinky finger out.
Get that pinky out.
Oh, and our special guest making his 4th appearance on the Sausage Factory. That's right, 4. I told you that restraining order would not work, Peter. I told you. The author of this amazing book, Crystal Lake Memories, and the world's foremost authority on everything Friday the 13th, Mr. Peter Bracke. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. That piece of shit book? Yeah, all right.
I know. It's like it's written by a 3rd grader or something.
I did with crayon. Yeah. No, I'm happy to be here. I can't believe it's 4 times now. 4 times.
4 times, man. I know.
If I'm still on the anniversary of Jason X, you gotta shoot me.
It's coming up, man. It's coming up. So yeah, we've got a lot to discuss tonight. We've got Friday the 13th Part 5 queued up. Everybody out there, queue up your own copy of Friday the 13th Part 5. As we always do with our live commentaries, we've got all of ours set at 0.0000 before the Paramount logo. And I'll give you guys a few minutes to set that up, and we'll play some catch-up with Peter. What's going on with you, man? Any projects in the work or anything you want to discuss?
I just finished, a little while ago, I worked with the guy Tommy Hudson on that book, Never Sleep Again. Have you guys heard of that? Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Sounds familiar.
I did all the layouts and the design, so it looks pretty cool, so I'm happy with that. And he had the hard part, he had to write it, so that's cool. And then I got a couple things I'm writing, nonfiction stuff, and yeah, I think that's it. And just wait for new Friday the 13th to come out so I can do a new version of the book. But waiting. So we'll see. Yeah.
So is there any juicy gossip going on in the world of Friday the 13th that you can share with us?
No, actually, I mean, all the stuff that kind of comes out is actually accurate from what I'm told. So, they work on the series. The thing about TBS, though, is not true. TBS is not doing a TV series. They have been pitching the TV series around town. The new movie keeps getting pushed back. They haven't settled on a concept yet. So they found footage, that's not happening, and then now they're talking about exploring Jason's origins and stuff like that. But they don't have, from what I was told, there's no official script yet. So
yeah,
just waiting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the producer.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe you know that if they don't make a movie with a certain amount of time, there's a rights issue. So eventually they're going to have to do something. I think. So we'll see.
I know the producer, Brad something. His last name escapes me.
Fuller, yeah.
Who? Fuller, yes, Brad Fuller. He did an interview recently where he was talking about the film and that it had become his passion project, and he had just won me over because he was talking about how passionate he was about making the film. And then he said, I really want to explore the supernatural elements of Jason where he can't die. And I'm thinking, dude, you've totally lost the plot.
Yeah.
Totally lost the plot. I even tweeted at him, which I'm sure he saved that tweet and he thinks about it nightly. I was like, dude, I said, dude, just watch part 4, rip it off, and make us all happy. You know what I mean?
They can remake
Lights
part
and
5.
candles.
Imposter Jason. Make of that.
Yes. Remake part 5, only this time around, it's not Roy, it's Trish.
Female Jason. Hey, you haven't done it before.
Yeah, why not?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Didn't one of them have like a sort of feminine mother face? The new generation or next generation one?
Oh, the next generation. Yeah. He was
Gender confused.
He was pretty feminine. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what was going on there, but yeah.
Sorry.
Got a few announcements I want to make. Want to give a big shout out to Crash Cunningham from Crash Creations, who has very generously donated us a Friday the 13th Part 5 hockey mask to give away tonight to one lucky viewer. I actually talked to Crash earlier today. He said he was putting the finishing touches on the mask. So this is a brand new, hot off the press hockey mask, not something he's just had laying around. So should be very cool. Also, big shout out to my buddy Joe over at FastCustomShirts.com, who has given us a Gimme 5 Friday the 13th shirt just like this to give out to one lucky viewer tonight as well. Also, our very own B-Movie Mike is offering up his UV code for the Friday the 13th Blu-ray set. So, yep, we've got some awesome giveaways tonight. We're going to get to those after the commentary. After it's over with, we're going to get with those. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at TSF Nation. There it is in the banner in order to participate. So, big shout out to Mike as well as Joe from FastCustomShirts.com, and of course Crash from Crash Creations for their generosity. Also want to mention that the voting is neck and neck for our first ever Viewers' Choice live commentary. Over 50 people have voted. Predator and Big Trouble in Little China are neck and neck, with Pieces in third place. And after last week's show, where Office Space only had one single solitary vote, it now has 4 votes. So there's 4 people out there who want to watch us do a comedy, live commentary. There's not many of you, but there's at least 4. So, but there's a link in the description to that. Head over to the website, thesausagefactoryshow.com, and vote for which movie you want to see us do a live commentary for. It's still anybody's game. Voting closes next month on the 12th. Also in the description, there's an email address. Please email that email address. Tell the Rondo Awards that the Sausage Factory is your favorite multimedia podcast or stream of 2014. Make sure to leave the URL, thesausagefactoryshow.com, in the email, and your name for it to be counted. We appreciate the support. Also want to give a shout out to Jason over at FridayThe13thFranchise.com, and I would like to dedicate this live commentary to the late Danny Steinman. Rest in peace, sir.
Well said.
All right, guys. Are we about ready to get this ball rolling?
Oh yeah.
I'm prepared.
Is everybody at home ready to go? Leave questions, comments for us or Mr. Bracke in the comment section of the video, or tweet them to us at TSF Nation. We might do like a little Q&A toward the end of the show. We've had a couple of questions sent to us via the website. So we'll have a little Q&A after the show as well before we do our giveaway. So if everybody's got their copy of Friday the 13th queued up at 0.00 at the very beginning, we'll do a countdown, and then we'll launch into Friday the 13th, a new beginning. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. And mind those volumes, people. Mind those volumes. Oh, I'm giddy. I'm giddy. I'm giddy.
Is this your favorite one?
I don't know about favorite one, but I love it. I love it. I love Friday 5. I love Friday 5.
It's my favorite go-to one. I'll say it that way.
I'll agree with you there. It's my go-to one. It's my go-to one.
I remember when I first
Who
saw
is this
it.
person?
Who is?
Go ahead, Peter.
I'm really excited because like the music was different. Because all the other 4 movies were kind of like similar. This one had like a really different score. It's like, oh my god, it's all new and exciting.
It's the Gordon's Fisherman.
Yes.
Captain Highlighter.
Now, weren't these scenes like shot in Corey Feldman's backyard or like his neighbor's backyard?
Yeah.
And something happened where the first DP did a really bad job, so I had to reshoot it. So like the camera work was terrible, so they had to like shoot it twice. I know that.
And these shots of the back of him are actually a woman, right? They're like a little woman.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. I think that one of the crew people. He was filming Goonies at the time, so I think he did something like a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the above ground grave. It's nice stuff.
It's the most
I love
shallow
that head.
grave
I
in
love
history.
I love the head marker too. It's like
Like
Oh,
they
these
really
guys-
hoped something done.
These guys are wonderful right here. These guys are like, let's rip this sucker open.
it's a dream sequence. Come on, it's a dream sequence.
Got to get a look at the main man.
The main man. I've got to ask all you guys before we really dive into the movie. Do you guys remember the first time you saw A New Beginning, and what was your initial reaction to the film? Let me start with you, Peter.
Yeah, I saw it on opening night. I remember I actually ended up seeing it twice. I'll be honest, like I was so excited because the final chapter wasn't the final chapter that I kind of was trying to convince myself at the end of it that it was better than it was. I think I was disappointed, but I couldn't. I was 14, so I couldn't admit it to myself. So I saw it again. I watched all the time on video, but it didn't really. I was disappointed. So yeah, I think my problem was I thought there was too many deaths. Like it was that you didn't get to know the character. It was just. I liked it better when they got near the end. Well, we'll talk about it later. But when it was just the kids in the house, it was a little more classic. Probably I kind of enjoyed that stuff more. I think. So anyway, yeah.
Have you warmed up to the movie over the years for what it is?
Yeah. Well, it's tough. You know, when I started doing the book, I think I was so shocked at the stories that were coming out of it that it was like I started to enjoy it in that way, like it's just the craziness of it and stuff, and it makes sense now. You know, talking to Danny Stein and everyone else. You know, it's not my favorite though of the early ones.
Right.
Although I don't mind the Imposter Jason as much as other. I mean, I don't mind it as much as other people seem to hate it. Like that to me isn't really a problem. So I thought he was too.
Were there any?
He didn't look right. Anyway.
Were there any stories that were told to you about the making of the film that you thought were too damaging to put in the book? I mean, was there anything too over the top?
No. I mean, it was hard because, like, some of the other movies, there are a few stories I didn't put in because I felt like it was just one person, so maybe they're just being, you know, kind of bitchy or whatever. But this movie became so clear so quickly that it was, you know, a mixed. It was the 80s with lots of drugs, and Danny Simon came from it. I mean, there was no way to get around it. Like, that is just what the movie was. And it makes sense when you watch it. I mean, it looks like something people on cocaine made. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, in the commentary for Friday 5, Danny Steinman's talking a little bit about cocaine, and he was like, you know, cocaine was like a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like smoking a cigarette back in the 80s. That's what cocaine was like. So.
Yeah.
It
has this sort of heightened adrenaline, like, I don't know how to even describe it, that sort of wired, everything's amped up a bit, you know. So
yeah. You can feel like somebody's teeth grinding while you watch this movie.
Exactly.
I've told you this before, but when I first got my hand on your book, I went immediately to chapter 5 because it always seemed to me like that A New Beginning was the least documented of the series. There was next to nothing about it online. There was next to nothing about Danny Steinman online. Nothing.
Yeah. That was hard.
So,
he was a mystery guy.
Yeah. Did you have any trouble tracking him down?
Yeah, he had a hard time. He couldn't get a movie made. All his projects after this kept falling through, and then he was in an accident, so he was injured. So he was sick a lot and stuff. So he lived on the East Coast, so he wasn't really in good shape. He was super nice, but I could tell, his feelings were really hurt actually by what other people had said. So. So it was tough. It's tough, like going to someone and saying, well, these people said this, because you want them to be able to respond to what people have said, and it was very difficult for him. People have feelings, but at the same time, he sort of admitted he was a kind of a crazed madman at times on the set. So,
right.
Yeah, he didn't own it, but but he was really proud of him, so he doesn't understand why people don't like it. So he didn't understand.
Right.
So.
Did he? I mean, did you? So he wasn't like the first person you interviewed about Friday.
No, he was near the end. Yeah, I think the first person was John Shepard or someone. So that was great. It was like, wow, I found he was hard to find because his last name is John. I mean, there's a million John Shepards, and I went into more Christian-based movie making. So when I found a connection, I'm like, it can't be him. Like, how could the guy in the lead of Part 5 now kind of be more of a religious, themed filmmaker? But it was him. He was great. And he was really positive. And then it was really the crew and some other people that started saying the stories. And then the editor, Bruce Green, he was just like straightforward,
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, my mouth would drop during it. He was like, oh my God, I can't believe people are saying this stuff. So it was really exciting. It's really, I hate to say it, but it's exciting when you're interviewing people and you get like good, juicy stuff. That's what you look for.
Did you? I mean, what in your mind's eye was your picture of Danny Steinman before you interviewed him? And was that an accurate picture?
Weird. I had no idea because there's no pictures of him. It wasn't until we got to go to Paramount and look at pictures that I finally found a picture of this kind of already balding guy. I'm like, I guess that's him. And I sent it to some crew because I'd never seen him. I'm like, is this Danny Steinman? There was no labels on the pictures. Like, yeah, that's him. So. Kind of seemed I don't know what I pictured really. Yeah, I don't know what you guys
expect from him.
I was all these years before the book. I had no clue. Like he was just a mystery person. So.
Did you expect him to yell at you over the phone and scream at you?
He did a couple times. Once he lived up to his reputation, yeah, he'd get angry about a couple things, a little irate, yeah. So, yeah. So I can see that he had a little bit of an edge, but he was also really nice. I mean, he was really happy. He hadn't talked about the movie in a long time and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of had a short temper a couple times. But yeah. And I still talk to his son actually. His son's out here in the West Coast to be a filmmaker. So
yes, his son's an actor, isn't it?
I don't know. I know. I've been talking to him. He's done some behind the scenes stuff, but I haven't talked to him in a while. But yeah, he's out here in his stuff. So. Yeah.
Here's this is the brother of another sleaze filmmaker.
Tom DeSimone, right?
Tom DeSimone, yeah. I love the thing he does with his ear and his tongue here to Melanie.
Yeah. He said that was his tribute to Danny Steinman. So.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting about the book too was you had a lot of people who were bad-mouthing Danny, but then you'd have Miguel Nunez Jr. said he loved him. Ethel, the one that played Ethel, said she had a great time with him. So it really seemed like I don't know. Like,
John Shepard said he really liked him as Danny. I think Melanie had the hardest time, a couple other people.
Yeah.
And Darcy that story, of course, and stuff. So.
Yeah.
One thing everyone's saying is, everyone took this movie seriously. They really tried to do a good job, and it wasn't campy yet. Like at this movie, they were still. You have to give it credit. It wasn't trying to be jokey or silly. Or at least we're trying to make a sincere movie. Still at this point.
And how old is Tommy supposed to be in this film?
Well, it's always 5 years later in these movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess he'd be. Hey, I guess he'd be 18, 19, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys know who the other guy is, right? That guy? He played.
No.
He was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He was the character that gives River Phoenix Indiana Jones' hat. So he's the inspiration for Indiana Jones in the movie. Like yeah, if you ever watched Last Crusade, the opening, he's the Indiana Jones character. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, yeah.
Mike, you said you saw the film in a theater. What was your impression of Part 5 when you first saw it?
Well, yeah, I was a hardcore Friday the 13th fan back then, and at the time I was disappointed. I enjoyed what is quite possibly the nicest set of tatas ever exposed in a Friday film. I can't deny that. I did think it was funny, but the imposter Jason thing I kind of felt insulted by it. As a hardcore fan, I was just like, I'm expected to swallow this pile of crap. It's Roy. Everybody knows by now. Is Roy the ambulance driver? Really? This guy's Jason. But it wasn't until many, many years later that I finally warmed up to the film, and I do enjoy it now. It's still not my favorite, but thanks to New Line, there have been many, many crappier ones made. So hey, it's not that bad. Of course, Demon and there's some classic moments in it that you can't deny.
Do you guys remember what was the crowd reaction in the theater when you were watching the film? Were they disappointed or what?
I remember people coming up into it for the first third and then maybe half, and then it kind of petered off a bit. And then when I saw it the second time, it was like a Sunday afternoon with like 10 other people, and it just kind of laid there and died.
I think I saw it on opening weekend Friday night, and like he said, the crowd was with it. They were hooping and hollering and laughing and clapping, but I think it was just a collective what the fuck moan when it was revealed who the killer was. Everybody just walked out like, what the fuck did I just watch? What? Yeah. Lots of grumbling as they were walking out of the theater.
But the weird thing is they'd made the choice to make this film a murder mystery, and they shot it like a murder mystery. Yet the trailer's all about Jason. You see Jason everywhere. The poster, depending on which poster it is, you've got the mask. So it's a murder mystery, but like, who was supposed to know that it's a murder mystery walking in? You know what I mean? So they kind of sabotage themselves, I think, a little bit.
I think the tagline was, "If Jason still haunts you, you're not alone."
Yeah, exactly.
So they were pushing Jason quite hard in the trailers.
I mean, at least he's in it, unlike Jason Goes to Hell. So
yeah,
at least.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that part was kind of cool because it's like the first movie. Oh, it's a whodunit again. I think if the whodunit had been satisfying, it wouldn't have been as hated. And also, you could tell it wasn't real Jason because he had like the blue mask and the skinny jumpsuit thing. I'm like, well, what is, this guy isn't scary. So.
Well, I think on the commentary for the Blu-ray of Crystal Lake Memories, I don't know if it was you or Daniel Farron said that originally when this movie was announced, Paramount announced it as being like the return of Pamela Voorhees or something, didn't they?
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm not aware of that. I mean, we all know the script genesis, right? You guys know that story?
No.
Martin Kitrosser, the original script for Part 3 was Ginny Field in a mental institution, and she's haunted by Jason, and people start getting killed, and they took that concept and rewrote it for this. So Amy Steele actually still has that script, and then she decided not to do it, so they went and rewrote it. That's why Martin Kitrosser's name is on this movie, because he wrote Part 3. He wrote the original concept.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's what it was supposed to be. So and then they just kind of retooled it and changed it all. But yeah, I don't know anything about a Pamela Voorhees thing. I think maybe they meant like, oh, it's a mystery, like the original where you didn't know who the killer was.
Well, yeah, and I thought that was interesting because Friday 5 really harkens back to the original. It's a murder mystery, and it's about a vengeful parent mourning a dead child.
Mm-hmm. I always thought it would have been better if, like, Vic, the whole thing. I mean, because what's funny is Vic is the one who kills his son, and he kills everyone but Vic. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like,
well, maybe
they try to make it.
Maybe he got.
I don't know. Yeah, like
Maybe he got Vic off screen.
Yeah, like if he set it up for, I'm trying to frame this kid who killed my son, but it seems so real.
There they come.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Junior and Ethel. Oh, my goodness.
This is like a family reunion every time I watch it. Look at this.
I love these guys.
Yeah.
He's like, horse shit.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and I mean, say what you will about Danny Steinman, but characters like this with dialogue like this, there's a genius behind it. There's a genius behind it. You know what I mean?
Literally just
I'm sorry.
You tell him.
I just love how she curses and stuff. Oh, God.
You hear me, fella?
I like later when she calls him a big dildo.
Yeah. I got a bomb on me.
She nails this too. It is unbelievable.
She does. She is so off. What's her name? I can't remember the actress's name, Peter.
Carol Locatel.
Yeah,
Carol Locatel. Yes. That's the same wig that she wore in Sharky's Revenge with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. I would say the film is pretty well shot. You know, it is well composed and stuff.
I'd say it's definitely I remember it to be one of the more colorful.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the neon Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and I mean, there's that. I think that's something jarring about this movie too. Is there's such a huge tonal shift between the first four to this one in every aspect. The look of the movie, the feel of the movie, the characters. Everything. It's just a huge difference.
Yeah. And God, I love this.
The wood chopping scene.
Hey, Junior, remember the Mentos commercial that they did? Someone made of this?
No, really? No. Really out of line. I love that line.
Check him out. You ever notice he's got like 3 chocolate bars stuffed in every pocket? That's awesome.
You never know when you're going to need a chocolate bar, man. Come on.
Yeah, sure.
He's like the James Bond of chocolate bars, man. He's awesome.
It's like melting down the side of his face.
Load it up.
Oh gosh, I shouldn't be laughing, man. I'm sorry, but it's so inescapable. It's inescapable.
I mean, I think it was intended to be funny. I mean, this movie has just a great dark sense of humor about it all throughout. It's akin
to the Paul Pertain stuff in the Texas Chainsaw commentary we did, where it's just like I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's just so inescapably funny. I'm sorry.
You can't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you get to part 6, like they intentionally tried to make it funny, whereas this, because they're still playing it serious, it makes it even funnier to me. Because I guess that's what camp is when it layer of seriousness. So yeah.
I love this part where Vic's chopping the wood. He's just like, just focus on the wood. Just focus on the wood. Just chop the wood.
And the actor Mark Venturini, he was also in Return of the Living Dead. He played was it Scuzz?
Yeah, he gets his head bitten by the.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He passed away.
I saw this guy. Oh really?
Yeah, he passed away not long after that.
I wouldn't give this guy an X.
Yeah.
Don't mess with people when they're chopping wood. I think that's a good.
I certainly would not be offering him a chocolate bar while he's chopping.
Yeah.
Caffeine is just what this guy needs. He's enjoying that way too much right there.
Yeah.
You'd think at a halfway house for disturbed kids, they wouldn't give anybody an axe, but hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe he'd be doing the laundry.
Yeah.
Maybe he earned it through good behavior or something.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about him. Vic won't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fix a good kid.
Yeah.
What's funny too is they said, I remember it was either in the book or on the commentary for the film that they talked about, how what a sick character he is, yet the actor was just such a sweet, loving, teddy bear kind of guy.
Yeah.
He used
Check
to
out the shoulder bracelet, man.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
he used to give Dominic Marashi rides to the stats.
Yeah, because they wouldn't pay for transportation, so he would drive people. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
That was the sad killing of a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
That's inhumane.
Joey's religious. He has a cross around his neck. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Here it goes.
Oh.
I like how he sticks it, and then he digs it out like it's a block of wood.
Yeah.
These shots too, where the camera like zooms in. Like, this is, it's pretty. I guess Danny Simon tried to give it energy and stuff. It's that sort of crazy thing. Camera zoom in.
That was a cool shot out there on top of the ambulance too.
Yeah.
When like a
Danny
police
Steinman
type
said
shot.
He just looks so calm.
Danny Steinman said. Danny Steinman said he sat on top of the cruiser and shot that handheld. So.
Oh
He
wow.
was joking. If you've not listened to the commentary on the deluxe edition Blu-ray or DVD, you should. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Steinman is hilarious.
It's pretty good.
He's constantly picking on John Shepard throughout it. It's really funny.
Yeah. Take notice of all the people that are not in the so-called nut house, if you will. There's some select characters that should be in the nut house. Like this other corner guy, man. He's a hoot.
Yeah. I actually noticed I'm friends with Dick Wieland, who plays Roy, and he posted on Facebook today that his mother passed away.
Oh.
So.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Our condolences to Mr. Wieland.
Definitely.
Look at this guy.
That guy's awesome. Come on, Roy, get your hands dirty.
Get your hands dirty. That little hand movement there. Get your hands dirty. Yeah.
Did you guys who watched it in the theater, did you recognize the fact that they continually sort of focus on this guy and give him moments like this where he's staring, ominously into the camera?
Yeah.
Did you guys take notice of that?
But you think it's a red herring?
Yeah.
I noticed it much later. I mean, when I watched this, I was probably way too young. I was 12 years old, I think, when I watched this in the theater. 11 or 12. I was snuck in by older cousins. They just snuck us in. So technically, I didn't pay to see this. I went in. I got an education. I was just in the moment when I watched this film first time in the theaters. I had seen the prior ones on home video, and honestly, it was just a trip to watch it in the theaters. Everybody was into it, but like Mike was saying, it's kind of just one of those what kind of moments at the end where everybody was kind of let down initially. But only later did I noticed that they kind of zoom in on Dick Wieland a lot in this movie.
Yeah, when I was like 14, I didn't get it. Now I'm like, it's so obvious, but as a kid, I didn't. But how did anyone figure it out? I mean, you have no idea it's his son. Like, there's no way to.
There's these scenes with the random motorheads here.
The greasers. There's some question as to these two guys' sexuality. What do you guys think? Are these the first two gay characters in Friday the 13th, or what?
Hey, I'm not anti anything, but these guys, they scream Village People. I don't know. I could be
I was
wrong.
thinking more like Cruising with Al Pacino in that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What color hanky would you have, Peter?
Blue. But then they're going to meet with chicks, so I don't know.
Yeah, I never thought that.
Yeah, no.
That never crossed my mind.
There's some talk out there. There's some talk. There's rumors.
I think when I was in the theater, though, guys, when I was that age, I noticed that the language was amped up in this one, the profanity and everything. I did notice that. I remember that from a memory from watching it. I remember I was like, whoa, this one's really going for it. This was an eye-opening kind of movie. Not to mention the the Debbie Sue Voorhees scenes, too.
That would be the holy grail for a 12-year-old, man.
Being that age, I'll say this movie was very, very educational. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, really.
Look at this guy. He's like,
This is a great kill. I mean, you gotta. There were some good kills in this movie. It's
Road
too bad
flare.
a lot of them got neutered by the MPAA, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never understood why he didn't just like run away. He just stood there.
You got to flare into something else.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not like,
right. To Part 5's defense, though, even though the MPAA kind of sliced and diced it, I'm still surprised they got away with as much as they did. I mean, to think of the era that this one was in, this is 85, I believe, when this came out. So.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was the sheer volume. There were so many kills that like they couldn't get away. Like everyone was cut because like 25 people were killed or something.
You see worse stuff than this on network television.
I like this little song he's
you know.
singing right here.
Is this ever even shown on like normal TV? It wouldn't be any show.
No, what's funny is I was a USA Up All Night guy, and every Friday the 13th they always showed 1, 2, and 3, skipped 4 and 5, or no, they did show Part 5 on TV.
Yeah.
They did show Part 5 on TV. It was Part 4 and Part 6 they never showed on TV for some reason.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew I saw part 5 on USA.
Yeah.
I gotta say, John Shepard really, I think I really like his performance here. I mean, he really does. He sells Disturbed very well.
Great.
Yeah. He's very intense in the movie. He's very intense.
He only has like 4 lines of dialogue in the whole thing, really. So,
And he kind of, toward the end, he kind of
He,
disappears.
Yeah, the first time I watched this movie, of course I had no idea what was going on, but I remember really not buying this guy's Tommy at all. Like, it just didn't connect to me at all. He did a great job of playing like somebody who's been disturbed, but like Tommy is such this like outgoing kid. You know what I mean? I know that something like this would change you, but I watched this movie and I'm like, this guy's a wreck. And it just I did not connect the two well. Even with that scene having Corey Feldman there, it didn't work for me. But he did a good job. It just doesn't. I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of gay, Melanie Kinnaman says that she thinks Danny Simon was gay because that Danny Simon had the hots for John Shepard, hence all the shirtless scenes. I don't know if that's true, but that's what she claims.
well, Danny Steinman says throughout the commentary on the deluxe edition that John Shepard's a handsome guy. So
Maybe there's something there.
Well, but I mean, you can't deny the truth. John Shepard is a handsome guy. So, and they say that Steinman, cast this movie based on breast size, but he threw in some nice looking guys for so.
Well, he has a very dry sense of humor. I don't know if you know that deluxe TV. I think maybe his name was Jason or Chris Like Memories. He tells this long-winded story about his version of Jason was sexually confused, and all this stuff. And he says it so straight that I didn't know if he was kidding or not. So hard to tell with him.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because he tells it, and then he's like leaning towards you, and he goes, "I'm effing with you, right?"
Yeah. Can't tell.
I think really the thing that made these films work, especially the first 4 or 5, is that the characters are interesting. I mean, a lot of times nowadays you get these generic characters that just don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Tom Cruise clone, you got the nerdy guy, you got the ditzy beautiful girl, you got the punk girl.
Yeah.
You got some variation there. You got some different stuff going on.
Yeah, so I kind of wish I focused on them more. Yeah, and didn't go off on so many tangents. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I really like the characters in this movie. I think of all the Friday the 13th films, this one really has the most distinctive characters in it, the most memorable characters in it, really.
I love the pink cow in the back there. What the hell is that thing?
That's supposed to help them rejoin society.
Yeah.
This place is like a nice resort. Look at this amazing breakfast they get.
Absolutely. I want to go there.
Pretty nice.
They're living large.
I mean, we should all be so lucky to have our family slaughtered by a maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Stingray, what was your first impression of Friday the 13th Part 5? Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Yeah, I was quite young. This is one of the first ones I saw, which obviously, like Raiho said, I had no idea what was going on. I was totally confused throughout the entire time, and I didn't enjoy it very much at all. Aside from the few topless scenes, I'm sure. But yeah, I didn't like it very much at all. It wasn't until I was older that I could actually, appreciate it for what it is.
Then he touched Tommy's mask, man. That's a death sentence right there.
Relax, Chief. What's the matter?
Boom.
Oh, dude. Good little WCW action.
It was like, he's just been training all these years, just waiting for that moment where he's going to come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's definitely hit the gym. So between therapy sessions, he's been hitting the gym.
Oh, shoot. Here we go.
Here we go. This movie really does have like the best characters. Like
I'm telling you,
there's some great characters in Part 4.
Yeah.
And some great comedy there, but these guys are.
I know.
Between these two and that, like Reggie and Newman, and
yeah.
And
that's why when I watch this movie, I mean, there's like a mad genius behind it for these kind of characters and this kind of dialogue. I don't know. I love it.
Oh, I like this. There's that coyote again.
I love how that like whole room is covered in dead plants.
Who the fuck are you? What the fuck do you want?
Junior's focused, but he's not letting that stew go, man. He's going to keep that stew going.
I love this guy just wandering around the woods for some reason, looking for a place to live.
He's just looking for work.
Yeah.
Just keeps that shotgun right on him, man.
Oh, God.
You go around Ethel's house, you're going to have to dump some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a single most shocking thing that you learned about this film when you were writing the book, Peter?
I don't. I mean, I think. Well, you guys know the Darcy Demos story, right?
What was that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was cast as Denise VOORHEES' part, and Danny, she claims he propositioned her and wanted her to lift up her thing in the interview, and she wouldn't do it, and then she was fired, basically. So I guess having someone so blatantly say, this director wouldn't hire me because I wouldn't sleep with them was like, wow. Like, you hear those stories, but to have someone say it, Right? It's like, man, this is serious.
There's another Roy moment.
There's another Roy moment, yeah.
Yeah.
You talking to me, Shiz?
What?
I think he's the killer. I don't know.
What was that, Peter? I'm sorry.
Danny Simon said he hated Dick Whelan, and he was not happy with him at all. So, pretty.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I did on the ebook. I did a little updated thing with Danny, and he's, he kind of went off on Dick Whelan and stuff. Called him a piece of shit.
Wow.
Damn.
Strong words.
Yeah.
Words.
Yeah. So obvious now he's a killer.
Yeah. And now, wasn't this scene originally like written for Part 4? This whole scene here?
I don't know, because there's different screenwriters, so I don't know about that. I never heard that. Maybe it was.
It might have. I think I heard it maybe on the documentary that this scene was actually written for Part 4, and there was like a railroad. It involved railroad track. I guess a killing or something to that effect.
Lana.
Speaking of cocaine.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
But this is like a good example of like scenes that have nothing to do with anything else in the movie. They're just like stuck into like.
Yeah. We need more boobs. We need more kills. What do we do?
Right.
Fire it in there.
Well, many people have accused this film of being actually structured more like a porno movie than a movie.
Yeah.
Like every 5 minutes there's a kill or there's some boobs or something. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Bruce Green said that, the editor. So.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh.
Is this the first set?
Here we go.
Showtime.
Hello.
Showtime.
Check him out. He's got a beer holder there.
I know.
This guy's a pimp, man.
Yeah.
This guy's the
He's
coolest, man.
He's like the
Hard
most
to
his
do.
own
recreational
little moves
cocaine.
there. Yeah.
Just like boop-a-doo.
It's like he does this every Friday night. You know, it's like a practice
Christ,
move. Yeah, every Friday night.
I think this guy used to live across the street from me.
And
Check out this
there
guy's
he is.
salad bar.
Okay, no.
Yeah, he's got like a salad bar of drugs going on there.
Yeah.
Salad bar.
He's diving right in, man.
I think the first time I saw the film, I was just so happy to be watching a Friday the 13th that a lot of the stuff just really just went over my head. Like even the nudity. I mean, I was that young, and I've told the story about the insurance lady, which I won't tell it again. But so the nudity was clearly over my head with everything else. But I can once I became kind of more aware. I mean, it definitely left me feeling unsatisfied at the end. Not just because of the imposter Jason, but just how different it was from really all the other Friday the 13th that Paramount had done, really.
She likes her lips.
But she does. But the more I watched it, the more I began to appreciate it for what it was and love all of the little things about it that we've talked about, the characters and the dialogue and the sleaze. And,
yeah, because all diners have cat.
Mm-hmm. I think the first time I watched, I didn't really like I said, like I watched it, whatever. I was like, oh, it's not Jason. That's kind of weird. But it was later actually, I think seeing the Dead Pit guys kind of championed it a little bit, right? And I kind of I heard them talk about it. I was like, well, I haven't watched this movie in a while, kind of thing, and gave it another try, and then saw for what it is on the other end, right? And I think it's such an excellent slasher.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, I mean, what really is Jason? I mean, Jason's kind of a prop. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Real Jason, fake Jason.
Yeah, now looking back at it, it doesn't matter to me at all. I just think this is a great movie, and it does have Jason in it, kind of, and it's just and at the time, when you first watch it, you kind of find it weird, I guess, because in your mind, but I mean, really, the first movie didn't even have him in it. Like, why does it matter?
Right.
But this movie really just so over the top.
Yeah, I think it's weird. You don't really have like a main character. Tommy's sort of the main character, but he isn't in most of the movie, and he doesn't talk really. So it's kind of a weird. Maybe there's no real emotional. Not the other movies are deep or anything, but you had some sense of emotional journey with the lead. So that might be it. But now we can just see what it is. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder how much action Billy's Cruiser's seen over the years here. Look at all this.
Oh, you're kidding. Like
He's got drugs all over the place.
It's like an NCIS crime scene in that back seat, I'm sure.
Those vinyl seats can talk, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they'd scream.
You don't want to take a black light in that thing, man.
You do not. No. It's like the galaxy.
God.
It's like the Milky Way in there.
I did like this little practical effect here. It looks, I like it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The axe in the stomach here.
Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty good. I don't get to see much of it, though.
Unfortunately, a quick fade out because the FDA, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a shame they don't have that missing footage.
Just standing there staring at the chickens again.
That's a real. Peter, didn't you say when you went through sort of the boxes at Paramount that you saw? Was it for Friday 5 that you saw like a?
We found there was an order to destroy the footage, so there's proof that they just tossed it and marked it off as a those list. So yeah.
Oh man, that's sad.
That's too bad. Yeah.
No video. Yeah. So.
Do you think Paramount kind of? Do you think Paramount kind of crapped on the movie too? Because I mean, let's look at the when it was released on video. Look at the video box art for that VHS.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's not even the same freaking mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the thing they were made independently and just kind of bought. So I think, like what Frank Mancuso had said, that there was no one higher up in the studio that was going to embrace these movies. So it was kind of like it was left to sort of the, there was no press screenings. Critics didn't see them. They didn't do really big. It was just they knew they could throw them out and make money. So there wasn't really anyone at the studio that was like, oh my god, I love Friday the 13th, and we're going to promote. It wasn't like a big Paramount prestige project. So.
Right.
They kind of just got, I remember all they put out was like, I remember I get the little some press kits, and they're really basic. It was just some text and some stills, and that was kind of all they did. I mean, there was never promotion. I guess things are different now too. I mean, to be fair, back then there was no DVD, so they didn't think to make making of stuff or keep the footage.
Right.
Yeah, which is a shame. So, but yeah, they certainly weren't embraced by Paramount. But
I think on video, I've seen a lot of video props and standees for video stores.
Yeah, they did that.
They tried to promote it a bit because I think it had more of a life on the other end, or maybe not actually. The movie did pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did okay. I mean,
20 million or something. Or?
Yeah.
He was really mad at that asterisk.
Yeah,
it was.
It was a senseless killing.
Well, it's interesting too in that scene because they say Jason's been cremated, so it kind of voids out the future movies, but they sort of just. I guess we'll ignore that because he's clearly buried in part 6. But,
oh goodness
Well,
gracious!
and I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'll try and get this out quick before the big reveal. We'll call it. I mean, Danny Steinman had a big feat. He was making the transitional movie that was supposed to, the passing of the machete from Jason to Tommy. This was that transitional movie. So I mean, that's not a easy. That's a pretty big feat.
What sort of question I have, is it even possible to have done this? Could this movie ever be satisfying? I mean, could an imposter Jason ever be did anyone really want to see Tommy in part 6 killing people? Would that ever work? I don't know.
In hindsight, I often say that I think it would have kind of been cool, but at the time I thought that would have been stupid. But now, having seen all the movies so many times, I kind of say I wouldn't have minded seeing that, but just to freshen things up, right? But at the time, I would have been like, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I loved hearing Bruce Green on the documentary and read him in the book talk about this scene and how Danny shot it and how he was asked to edit it like a quote unquote Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
He was kind of freaking out. He was like, I can't use any of this. I can't use any of this.
Yeah.
What is this?
His description of Danny Steinman was like, wow. So Danny off screen, screaming.
Yeah, effer harder. Yeah, effer.
Yeah.
And he's like, get in there. Yeah.
I just so there you go.
Yeah, and this was like their first day on the set together, those two, and he's like, effer harder. Yeah. So. I gotta say.
Oh.
Go ahead.
This guy, he's getting a free show.
This was Reggie the Reckless's first day on the set too, so he had said he'd come. To the set, he's all excited, and this is the scene, and they're like, you can't come and watch this scene being filmed. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, he's not the killer.
Yeah.
Stomach stabs.
He's out.
So much for him as a red herring. Well, that guy's a two-pump chump, man.
Yeah.
Two-stroke bandit.
For some reason, she's like, this is the greatest man in the world.
Oh.
Well, God broke the mold when he made that. He broke.
Yeah.
There's been no shortage of beautiful women in the Friday series,
yeah.
but Debbie Sue's right at the top. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
I think
it's beer time.
I still think Judy Ayers in part 4 is
beer time.
too.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
Yeah, so this actress, she left the business and went to journalism school, and she's a successful reporter in Texas, I think.
I feel like I need to celebrate something right now. I just need to celebrate.
I actually read an interview with her where she was a school teacher, and this movie kind of came back to haunt her, and I think she actually had to leave teaching because of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they got away with this much nudity. I mean, 'cause that's a lot of.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, didn't they use Danny Simon was cool with trimming a lot of the violence as long as they let him show more nudity, and the MPAA was fine with that too. So they were like, these ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were like, these ridiculous over the top kills. No, you got to cut them out. But naked nudity, we're cool with that. Forget
Yeah.
Oh, he was mad at that bush.
Mm-hmm.
All the sense
What were you
was
gonna
killing in this movie.
I was
What were
just
you gonna
saying,
say, Peter?
Jason has like all these, like he kind of can predict that he's gonna lean back against a tree and he's gonna have his strap ready. Like I love how he always sort of kind of premeditates.
And somehow he
He
just
knows.
drops it down.
Yeah.
And that was a fast cut.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the only tree in close by.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had to back up against that one.
Yeah.
That's a great kill
This is-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really interesting kill. Yeah, really different kind of kill. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Turn it the opposite way there.
Would have loved to have seen that a little bit. Like
More.
maybe 5
Yeah.
seconds more.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
that would have been awesome.
Coming up.
tell me if I'm crazy. When they get in this truck and they go down the road, isn't it like the Flintstone thing where they just use the same little scene over and over again or something?
With the music going.
Right, yeah.
Reggie the Reckless.
The red jumpsuit.
Well, they talk about how Part 6 tried to pretend that this movie didn't exist,
Yeah.
but the original Part 6 was supposed to have John Shepard and Shavar Ross in it, right?
And Melanie Kinnaman. Well, yeah, Melanie Kinnaman. Originally, she's gonna be like the first third of the movie. She said she's gonna be like helping him, and then she was eventually get killed. But then Shavar Ross' father said he couldn't do it because they didn't want him to be killed, and then John Shepard bowed out, and they decided, well, we're just gonna. Tom McLaughlin wanted.
Weren't they gonna decapitate Reggie the Reckless?
I don't know exactly how he's gonna die. I've never seen anything written down. I don't know if it got that far. But if you read the original in Part 6, they actually have a scene explaining that she nursed him back to health and he went back to the asylum, and that's how Part 6 starts. So they kind of weeded that in there.
Oh, okay.
Part 6 doesn't really negate this. I mean, he could have been sent back to the hospital again, but yeah.
That's part of the movie. Here we go.
Yeah.
Old demon.
Taco?
Again, just
Big roll?
that mad genius of Danny Steinman to create Demon.
And Miguel Nunez.
Yeah, he's got his own mobile pad, hot warm beer. He's got every heartburn-inducing food known to man in that van.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's living large.
And he's also an alum of Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he had the same hair in both films too.
Yeah, he's almost the same character.
This is actually sort of a motif of the original couple movies. Like, I always had those shots where, like, someone would enter, like, screen left, like deep, and then it would travel across the screen to the other side. But they did that a lot in the first couple movies, too.
You almost want Miguel to poke his head out the van and go, "There's dead people screaming."
Yeah.
Spider has the best lines in any movie, I think.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, between this and Return of the Living Dead, Miguel Nunez has carved his niche in horror history.
Black Lab poster.
That's post.
Yeah, check out the posters, man. You got skeletons hanging in there. Everything, man.
Damn, look at that Jerry curl, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That thing just dripping with activator.
Have an enchilada. That's what we need.
Can you imagine what his pillowcases look like? I bet his pillowcases are transparent.
I want a movie all about Demon. I want to know his whole story.
Check out the satin pillows, man. Satin pillows.
The soul glow everywhere.
Yeah, look at her, like she just hangs out in his neck. Hello,
Just laid back smoking her doobie.
Yeah. Oh man, too good, too good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tommy
Was
is
there-
staring at the neon sign.
Was there anybody from Part 5 that you wanted to interview that you couldn't track down, or they refused to be interviewed, Peter?
Well, I couldn't find Richard Young. The guy, Indiana Jones guy. I think that. I mean, we've got most of the people. I'm trying to remember if there was anyone left out. Major. I don't think so. We got the producer. I mean, the only was Martin Chris Rosser. He won't talk about these movies. He wrote Part 3 as well. He refuses. Yeah. He's Quentin Tarantino's script supervisor now. So I think he's the only major person I can think of.
Somebody asked about Dominic Bracke. Is that who you're talking about? Joey?
Yeah. Oh, no. He got interviewed. The older guy. The guy who played the head of the institution. The adult guy. Actually, the only other person is David Miller, the effects guy. He wasn't able to talk with me because of schedule stuff. He did the makeup for Freddy Krueger, and he did all the effects. So yeah, that would have been cool. Talk to him.
Here we go. Are you dumb or something?
He always gave me a Cousin Eddie type vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're one of those loonies.
You're crazy from the Looney Bin.
Ron Sloan.
I've heard some interviews with this guy that are really good.
Check out those teeth, man. Dang.
Yeah.
It's Mama's slop. It's Mama's slop, a road-nosed teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, back fist there. Oh shoot.
Right in the kidneys.
Oh, dude.
Man.
This is a pretty good little choreographed fight here, I thought. It was pretty good.
He's been hitting the dojo pretty hard, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been in the, he spent some time in the octagon there.
Honestly, it's kind of like Chuck Norris versus some poor schluck.
Poor schlock. And his hat
I think that's who the imposter Jason should have been revealed in the end, to be Chuck Norris. That would have worked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We would have definitely believed the indestructibility then.
Just like Jay, that beard would be just thrown out.
All right, boys. We got to get ready for the shitbox serenade here.
Unlike it.
Get ready.
Is anybody over on the live chat over at the website, thesausagefactoryshow.com? If not, go over there and hang out with us and chat live. SausageFactoryShow.com in our live chat.
Didn't damn enchilada. Watch it. Take it.
Love the quick step.
Love that. Yep.
Oh god. It's the noise that he makes when he's running. It's hilarious.
The look of ecstasy.
That is like complete. That is complete. Yeah.
Orgasmic.
Yeah. Relief there.
He really took it to the next level. Some people don't do a very good job of the shitting scene. But he really took it to the next level.
If there's
seen in the movie where there's toilet paper available, but the guy doesn't wipe his ass. I don't know why that bothers me. I really don't know why, but it does.
Like, I'm for. I'm
there
always
was
for
a category at the Academy Awards for Best Bowel Movement, he would have won it hands down.
Like,
You figure with the enchilada, it's got to be a mess, man. He's got to clean up a little bit before he puts his pants on. That's nasty.
It'd be what, him and Jeff Daniels?
This shit box is cold. Yeah, you got to watch what crawls with them crackers, man.
We're going to get the song here momentarily.
Yeah, here we go.
Miguel Nunez said that this was all sort of just ad-lib, too, like it wasn't written.
Mm-hmm. He said he claims he wrote it, so.
Yeah, I do this every day.
I mean, you got to admit, man, it's a slamming joint, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you notice to the right of his head, it says Fadden was here. That was supposed to be Victor Fadden, but of course we didn't know his last name, so it doesn't really make sense. But guy who killed Joey.
I love this. Okay, I told you this isn't funny.
That's the change.
You're gonna get it, bitch.
Now you're gonna get it. Now you're gonna get it.
Oh no. You can see her pulse still in her
Yeah,
neck too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a neck slitting in this one.
Whoa!
You missed the
What a
toilet
way
paper.
to die, though. What a way to die.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Lamb. What's everybody's favorite kill from Friday 5? What's your favorite kill from Friday 5, Peter?
Shit. I gotta think about this. I guess the flare is kind of the strap. Those are both good ones. Probably they're both creative. You know. I think the original death for the punk girl would have been interesting. You guys, we'll talk about that when that comes. Yeah.
Yes, that would have been. That would have been. That one was even too extreme for Danny Steinman, for God's sake.
It tells you something right there.
Yes.
And it's all just like basic like stab cutaway kills, right? Is what they all go back to.
I don't know, guys. I got to roll with the Joey kill. I know it's not a Jason or an imposter kill, but I just like the whole setup for that one. It's the setup that sells it. He did it. I think it's time.
I guess Pizzle had some of those damn enchiladas.
get you every time, man. Yeah. It gets you every time.
The kind you have to microwave, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like Junior's kill.
Yeah.
Original,
I guess yeah, it's quite a lot. Originally had like kept bouncing and I had it do one bounce or something.
Yeah.
The MPA gave him like one bounce, and that was it.
I must say that Jason sure gets around. He's like everywhere. He goes trailer park.
Well, maybe there's a killer conspiracy in this film.
Yeah, no. There could be more than one killer, like Scream or something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what's in that stew.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys, and the nation as well. Would you eat this stew?
She's just kind of throwing shit in it.
What did she say it actually was? Like, she said it was...
Flop, right?
She just called it slop.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what was it on the set?
Oh, I mean, it looks like she just has water, carrots, tomatoes.
Oh,
I thought it was in the...
A little bit of fingernail dirt.
What's in that freaking jar is what I want to know. Good God.
yeah.
I mean,
that looks
looking at her
abominable.
hands right now, I don't think I've eaten that stew.
I don't know, man. If I was hungry enough, I'd eat anything. It's probably got a nice moonshine base to it.
That's probably a bunch of cocaine she just sprinkled in.
Yeah, it's the 80s. It's the 80s.
There's a possum or some random roadkill rodent in there somewhere.
Definitely.
Oh,
Blam.
Bam.
right in there.
Looks like a lot of radishes, maybe? I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to.
It's like some potpourri or something in some water.
Potpourri and water.
Yeah.
I thought I heard her say somewhere what it actually was, is why I asked that on some interview somewhere.
I don't know. I mean, I love the whole, demon sequence. So there's a lot of great kills, and a lot of creative kills with the road flare and the hedge clippers and the strap, and there's a lot of good kills in this movie.
It really is. If you get past all the stuff, it's the quintessential slasher movie. It's got it all.
I mean, it's really reduced to its bare essence. It's just kill. Yeah.
It's just
I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like,
special forces. Yeah.
Well, not only was it a transitional film for the Friday series, but I think for slasher films overall, because after this point they started getting more like this, with the more kills every so often and more boobs and little goofier as we went along.
Yeah.
Like Friday 4 was kind of like the end of the classic slasher film era, and then this was kind of bleeding toward its doom.
Because people forget, because like Halloween 2 was 1981, and there was another Halloween movie till 88. So like, this was really like it at that point. I was like, this sort of set the tone for slasher movies and everything after this. Because Nightmare on Elm Street didn't really get going until 84, 85. So I remember it was Friday was like the shit for a while there.
Always felt bad for this guy. He's pouring his heart out to this woman, and no, shot down. Not just shot down, but laughed at. Poor guy.
This is me every night when I go to the bar. True story.
Or
Always chat up chicks that look like they were in like Def Leppard.
All day, son.
Do you also stutter when you get nervous too?
That's funny. But see, everybody has their time though. I mean, you got the Reggie and Demon scene, you've got the dancing scene coming up, you got this scene that's just odd unto itself. That's what I was saying before. The characters are just likable in this film.
Yeah. This actress was in another. She was in one of the Psycho sequels, wasn't she? 2 or 3 or something like that.
3, yeah.
3, yeah.
She was in Summer Party Massacre, I think, 2. The one with the guitar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I knew I'd seen her in a couple of different things.
She's actually a
sequel queen.
Yeah, she's going to go to the Olympics, but that's when they boycotted the year she was supposed to be in the Olympics. So that was difficult.
Wow.
Oh.
Let me remind everybody out there watching that if you have questions or comments for us or Mr. Bracke, to leave those in the comment section of the video, or tweet them to us at TSF Nation. Also, there's some of us in the live chat over on the website, thesausagefactoryshow.com. If you have questions for us, Mr. Bracke, you can leave them there as well.
Oh man, this poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. Did you interview him for the book, Peter?
Yeah, he was in it. He was one of the ones that really was a fan of Danny. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he had good things to say about him. He's actually a school teacher as well on the East Coast. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't take his top off, so he can get by with that school teacher thing.
He tells a story in the book about the kids come up when they found out he was in the movie, and I thought he was like so cool because he was in Friday.
Positively no handball playing, guys.
I kind of want to know what they did playing handball that got the sign. Positive.
Like inside?
I'm sure Vic threw somebody out a window is probably what happened.
Yeah.
He's
like, leave me alone!
Maybe that was Vic's first victim. He like smothered somebody with a handball.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. This is so out there too.
I know, yeah.
Does everyone know who her mother is in real life, this actress?
Yeah, she was in Nightmare 3.
Yeah, she played.
She played Chris Arquette's mother, right?
Yeah.
She was like, andale, andale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wham.
What's sad is my man cave is starting to look like Violet's woman cave. Maybe I need to change up the color in here or something.
Does anybody know what movie this is that they're watching in the film?
Yeah, A Place in the Sun.
Place in the Sun.
That's right.
The Paramount movie, of course.
Of course.
Check out the red jumpsuit, man.
Yes, I know.
I'm going to wear one of those to Mad Monster Party.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
You got to wear one too, Fizz. That'd be awesome.
Listen, matching red jumpsuits.
No, you wear the demon leathers. I'll wear the red jumpsuit.
I don't think they make leathers in big and tall. Or trust me, I'd own them before now.
Oh man, the challenge been thrown down, man. It's been thrown down. Little walk up the steps there.
Here's Danny's direction. Walk in the door. Yeah. Take your shoes off. Now slowly undress. Atta girl.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Now linger in front of the mirror.
After the Debbie Sue scene, you kind of yearn for something here. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, but I mean, there's all different.
Come on.
There's Danny gives us, if you've got a taste for all sizes, he gives you, you know what I mean, small, medium, large.
Yeah.
Small, medium.
I appreciate them all.
Rest in peace, sir.
That's a point well taken. Point well taken. Point well taken.
I love that she crawls up and she just knows there's a dead body next to her, but hey, whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
She's sleepy. She's sleepy.
Yeah, she's had a rough day, sitting on the couch watching TV.
Notice how she doesn't pull the sheet up to totally cover her.
And it must have been cold on the set.
Yeah,
It was.
Danny
Yeah,
Steinman
Danny
directing there. Danny
Kept
Steinman.
it.
Danny had the AC on that day for sure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Meat locker.
Keeps it chilly.
Hello. Whoa.
Lamb. And this was another kill that was just eviscerated by the MPAA too.
Dance is awesome.
Oh. Oh, here we go.
Oh, so 80s. So 80s.
But like, it's not even 80s.
Man.
It's just.
I like her
own
stereo
thing.
setup, man. She's got them up on crates there. Yeah.
I love this song too. This song is awesome.
Yeah.
I keep it on my iPod. No joke.
Look at
I am not surprised.
This is a cool shot.
This summer, Saturday Night Vlogs, I want to hear this song.
He's like,
I want to
this
see
is
you
good.
doing the moves too.
this.
You need to break it out and do the moves too. You know.
Is that Rick Astley on the wall?
It's It's
Rick Springfield. Rick Springfield.
Yeah, the Eurythmics.
Madonna.
Yeah, the rhythmics.
Yeah.
Your rhythmics, Madonna. It's like David or Billy Idol down there as well.
Alan Parsons
I don't
Project.
know if she'd be listening.
Alan Parsons Project. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if she'd be listening to that, but. This is probably the most classic scene in the movie, like in terms of.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody what the original idea for this kill was, Peter?
Yeah, there's actually a picture in the book of it. She was going to be on her back, scissoring, doing aerobicize, and Jason was going to come in and split her right down the middle, her legs open, like that. And basically, she called it a heavy-duty feminine hygiene spray or something was going to come out, but they're like, there's no way that's the MPAA. So yeah, there's a pic forward of her with her vagina bloodied up. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I think she described it as PMS from hell or something like that.
Yeah. I guess it's sort of like the scene in part 3 with Andy, but a little more gruesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That red jumpsuit, man.
That's
Red
classic.
sweatsuit. That is so classic.
I'm
That
going
has
to
to be- that's
Walmart tomorrow. I'm going to Walmart tomorrow. I'm buying that suit. I'm
You
telling you.
damn skippy you are, because that's.
You can't get rid of Walmart if you're your only camera.
I figure if you can rock that suit with no problem, you got no problems in the world, man. You go far.
You won't it.
Far.
I mean, it just shows his
The,
brother had the whole black leather, so he's just working his way up.
Right, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
he's got to develop his own signature style.
Yeah, sweatsuits.
That's it. I'm going to shave me a little part right there, my part right there. I'm going to shave it. Okay.
Okay, this is
Now,
the
of course,
first.
we can
Oh, go ahead.
we can of course count the times when the pink sweater appears and disappears during the chase coming up. So,
Absolutely.
I think
Right,
this,
right.
what were you gonna say?
this is the first time we actually see Jason, right? His mask, like the real.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, every kill up to this point has just been like you just see hands. Boom.
What do you guys think of the mask?
Yeah.
I never really liked it as far as the moves go.
I mean, I personally like it because I'm biased because I like this movie, but I think overall, I can see why people don't like the look of the killer in this movie because he looks really generic. I mean, it doesn't look, yeah.
Brings out his personality. I think it fits him well.
Eh.
I guess he was a makeup artist too, because he was able to create this whole bald head, Apex appliance stuff for himself.
I'm sure he just put in a call to Crash Cunningham.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah.
Crash whipped it up for him.
Yeah.
Roy was a jack of all trades. It's Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say, how was that fucking ambulance? Jesus. It must be like the worst cops in this town. Like 85 people have died and no one seems to notice.
Yeah.
That scream, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, watch Reggie take off here, man. This is like top speed.
Reggie's like, later, bitch.
Dude,
He is gone.
goes 102 seconds flat, man.
He's lower.
He's like, you're on your own, bitch.
He's gone.
See, the sweater's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand why Danny took the sweater off because I mean it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
White shirt, clearly no
Of course.
bra underneath.
Mhm.
That mad
It's gone.
genius, I'm telling you.
Okay,
The mad genius. There it goes. It's gone.
it's gone.
Sometimes it's at the
Danny-
waist, then it goes back up to the shoulders, then it disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Steinman
Reggie's
knew
looking
what he
for
was
it, but he's like gone. He's done gone like 5 miles down the road.
And even though I may not like the Part 5 mask as much as like 3 or 4, because I've warmed to the movie and enjoy it more than I used to, it's its own iconic mask. You know, when you see that, you automatically
Right.
think of this movie.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Right.
it's become cool.
Well, and I think over the years there's been kind of a, people have warmed up to it because I mean now you've got Friday 5 specific shirts, Friday 5 specific figures, so I mean there's a whole just Friday 5 specific stuff out there,
Yeah.
So I think maybe people have warmed up to it over the years.
White shirt, lots of rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
God bless
that
them.
AC pumped up.
Yes.
Look at this. This is art. Right here.
It's high art, literally
Yeah.
high art.
Yes, this is art. Tasteful, if you will.
No, I mean they were all high.
Yeah, of course. She's high on cocaine right now. Look at her.
No one remembers making this movie.
But at least Roy's not running. He's doing that
Yeah.
plodding saunter.
Yeah. I think this is the first movie where he just sort of walks, right? He doesn't run in this one.
Yeah, actually you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Now, guys, who played the stuntman version of Jason Imposter in this? What was the stuntman's name?
This guy, Tom Morgan.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
We knew at least one person on here would know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and I could never remember. I knew he was a different guy. Oh, here we go.
Like
It's
a
the
boss.
power of the jumpsuit.
I don't know how to drive, but I can steer a bulldozer.
That's right. Yeah, you can reach the pedals. Yeah.
Spy the movie guy in the chat
See
was
now-
like,
see now-
does Reggie remind you of Mr. T in this scene?
See now, if I was Roy at this point, I'd be like, screw it, strip the mask off. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I've got run over by a bulldozer. I'm done.
Yeah.
I like that, Raiho. He's like, I pity the fool who don't ride in on road.
You're damn right. And then he just comes in and bulldozes a motherfucker. Like, talk about doing it right. He runs as fast as possible. He gets a bulldozer and he runs him over.
Yes.
And he gets the woman. He gets the woman.
he gets the girl.
He's the hero.
Oh,
He's the hero. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Reggie.
Reggie. Yep.
It's all about that red sweatsuit, man.
It is, man.
Yeah.
Actually posted Siskel and Ebert's review of this film on the Sausage Factory's Facebook page, and it's so funny because they're absolutely destroying the movie, the studio, the people who made it, the audience who goes and watches it, and when they and they act the way they talked, it was like they never even seen the movie.
Yeah,
They never.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that was when they sort of started lighting up, because the first four, I mean, they were like incensed, like this is evil, and this one, I think at this point, you're like, okay, it's just there's nothing we can do about this. It's gonna happen. Like they seem to have a little more of a sense of humor about it, but because I remember as a kid, that's what made me want to see him, because Siskel and Ebert hated it, and said I was gonna go to hell for watching it, and it made me want to see it.
I thought they kind of crossed the line a little bit and went a little too personal.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of unprofessional the way they handled it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Well, I mean, didn't they for the first film? I mean, didn't they post like freaking Betsy Palmer's home address in their
I was gonna
reviews?
say, they called her out in a way that was totally. They did a lot of show.
Yeah, you'd go to
As
prison
good
for
as
some shit like that now.
I know, yeah.
Although she told me they got their address wrong, so she couldn't really get too upset. But
Not to change the subject, guys, but you ever notice how barns are evil places in these movies?
yeah,
Bad things happen in barns in these movies, I'm telling you.
Yes.
well, again, the screenwriter.
Jake?
Evil places.
Yeah, the screenwriter of 3, definitely. Yep. He's got a thing for barns. He's got a barn fetish.
Yeah.
Weapons in there, I guess.
Look at her with that
Well, that's
chainsaw, man. Dang.
She's doing good, man.
Look at that.
So,
Oh.
if the bulldozer wasn't enough,
Yeah.
how about getting chainsaw in the arm? I'd probably at this point be like, okay, wait.
It's Roy.
Yeah,
The ambulance driver.
it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
And two, this is a real person, so he doesn't have superhuman strength, or he's not supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. I guess he's hopped up on coke.
Yeah, that's it. He feels no pain right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He got all of Tom DeSimone's.
Yeah.
He's been
That's
driving
why he
around
killed him,
his
was for the
car. You know it.
It's a big reveal that Tommy's not the killer, so now we find that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, and this part kind of disappointed me because you kind of expected a massive fight between Jason. Okay, here we go. Here's the showdown. This is what we've been building up. You know, Tommy, they build him up as a badass, and now he's going up against Jason, and this is the payoff. And I was really disappointed in that. Not just the imposter Jason, but the letdown of there was no big brawl. You know, it's like, what the hell?
And
I guess
that
probably because he has to become Jason. He can't really fight Jason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've shown us several times that Tommy can kick a little ass if he needs to. So, yeah.
And I mean, in the first movie, I mean, he chops him. He chops the shit out of him, like in the fourth movie or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, it's sort of just that's what the disconnect was for me. Yeah, exactly.
That's like,
well, I mean,
he falls to Jello
Well,
right
does.
here in front of him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Well, he does stick a knife in his scrotum right here in a minute. So.
That's true.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But I guess for that moment there, he doesn't believe he's real, because
Probably, yeah. 'Cause he's seen him throughout the film. Yeah.
so it takes him a moment to like pick it up, and then he's like, okay, knife.
Yeah.
Ball sack.
Oh, I don't know why, but that always makes me cringe. Ah.
Yeah.
I know why. That's too close for comfort.
Ooh. That's kind of approaching that nerve center right there.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact he could have got him in the like you can bleed out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
From there.
I love the fact they don't help him up.
No. You can do it, Tommy.
You've got to give it to Roy, though. I mean, he was single-mindedly focused. You know what I mean?
Like
He was ready.
Yeah.
Had his
I like that
Absolutely.
little moment at the bottom of the ladder right there where he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta climb this ladder." Yeah,
Yeah. He was like, I am tripping so many balls right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's done been plowed by a bulldozer and chopped up and stuck, and yeah.
He's like those other idiots were so easy to kill. Why don't these guys just die already?
I just want to go home and get some Taco Bell and just ride this out.
You know, he goes home, he lifts the mask up, he kicks his feet up, and he's eating like that.
Yeah.
Tostada.
Damn enchiladas.
Yeah.
He probably stole some of Demon's pizza and stuff and took it home.
Damn ready.
He's got that
That deep
taco
dish he had
and
kicking around.
sausage there. Yeah.
It's not a good hiding job there, Reggie.
You're wearing a bright red jumpsuit.
Yeah.
The prairie dog, man.
Chose the wrong clothes for today.
It's metaphor.
He's got balls, man. That kid's got balls.
The kid's got balls of
What
steel,
the
man. I love the on the deluxe edition, the extra where they talk to Reggie's cousins.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah.
that cracks me up.
He's like, his brother Demon got killed in a shit box, man. He got in a shit box. Love that part.
And I mean, and Melanie Kinnaman's a good final girl because I mean she kicked ass. She's using a chainsaw, an axe handle. I mean, it wasn't quote unquote the real Jason, but I mean she puts up a good fight.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She's a good final girl. I mean, she does a really good job.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
This is a pretty good scare. I remember that. It worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Come on, red jumpsuit. Come
Pam,
on.
baby,
Come on.
Pam. Save it.
Tommy's back. Yeah, I mean, if you really love, and I mean, who didn't love Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis in Part 4? He's, like you said, he's mute for most of this movie. He disappears for a good part of it. So, I mean, I could definitely see people not really connecting with Tommy in this film.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wham!
Ooh.
Wham!
Okay,
And I'm
that's-
sure the response from everybody when they first saw this part was like, "What? Who the hell's that?"
Yeah, it took us
Exactly.
There's no problem, man. He keeps a picture of himself in his own wallet.
Yeah.
I do too. Because you never know when I might snap and go crazy and kill everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's my
Right,
favorite.
right,
just
My favorite is a picture of Jason in his wallet. Like, I guess Jason posed for a publicity stunt or something.
right,
Like
yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
got like over the shit out of him with a
A
paper.
pre-internet selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Jason mugshot.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I love how Pam looks like she's nursing.
It's that jumpsuit, man.
Raiho, you have forever changed this film for me right now. I'm sorry. Oh God,
I don't know what's going on.
that is funny.
I also like how they made this sheriff like a character in the film, and you've got that scene with the mayor. I like that. They kind of opened it up more so than they did a lot of the other Fridays to this point too. I think.
I get a kick out of this guy, man. He's like some like weird like Bill Pullman knockoff.
Yeah.
It's Marco St. John.
Marco St. John. Now is that his real name?
I love
Just
it.
in case I forget what I look like.
Yeah. Well, it's also weird too that like this whole time that was his son. He never went and visited him or talked to him. He just
Well,
hung out.
apparently he went and visited him to take that because it's like
That picture was like 3 minutes before he was killed.
That's true.
Well, and not to bring reality into Friday the 13th Part 5,
No,
but
never.
I work in the mental health field, And a lot of families do bring their mentally challenged people to places like this and dump them off and never come back and see them again.
Okay.
So,
I mean, he was there all the time. I love that. Awesome.
Yeah. I love that Jason Voorhees clipping where he's like posing for a selfie for the newspaper reporter there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, somebody got the only picture ever of somebody that survived.
Yeah. It's like a Bigfoot sighting or something, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that's a better picture than any picture of Bigfoot I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
True that.
That eyeshadow never ran that whole rainy night.
It didn't run the entire time. I know that's CoverGirl strength right there for you.
That's some
some
high-tech
powerful shit.
Revlon stuff there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirts dried off quite a bit as well.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I also love how they just were like, he may want to keep this mask. Let's put it in the drawer next to his bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Souvenir.
He's got a thing for masks. So
Yeah.
let's just put it over here.
It's part of his therapy. It's part of his therapy. He needs this. He needs this.
Now, John Shepard kind of left acting after this film, didn't he, Peter?
Yeah, I did like 1 or 2 more movies, then he kind of went behind the scenes. And he's worked for a production company now. They do spiritual themed entertainment. But really nice guy. He was in the documentary too, I think. He's on the DVD commentary, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, with Danny Steinman. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see him in Part 6. I don't know. It would have been a different feel to that movie, certainly. He was in it.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, yeah. Well, I mean, we can look forward to that next year, Peter, because you know what movie's turning 30 next year, don't you?
Oh, my. I can't.
Face it, Mr. Bracke, you are locked into the sausage factory for life now.
You should ask Tom McLaughlin to do it. He might do it. He's a really cool guy.
Once you're in for life.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah.
I'm looking
It's a
forward to
cult.
Shit.
We're
It's
like
free
a
membership,
gang here,
you
Peter.
know.
Yeah.
We're like a gang, Peter. It's blood in, blood out.
Yeah.
There's only one way out.
Yeah. It's in a box.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And I thought this part was kind of cool, too, because it's kind of like he's being possessed by the evil spirit of Jason.
Yeah, he's passing it on. That's why when I watch it in retrospect, I could say it would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, this was not an easy, this was the transitional movie. I mean, this wasn't easy by any,
Yeah, I mean, Danny told me, he's like, they said you have to make Tommy Jason. So he's like, that's what I was given. And I did the best I could.
Yep, he had a job to do.
Yep. And lots of coke to snort.
A lot of coke. that was probably in his contract. That was in his contract.
Yeah, there we go.
Belt check. Jason
Yeah, I
mask check.
Kids, a lot of coke.
It's mask time.
Oh, yeah. I assumed that he stole the mask from Roy after they killed him, and he ran down and grabbed it. As a kid, that was my justification for him having a mask.
He ran down, he got a fresh shirt, and mask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need this shit.
Yeah.
What's up, Pam?
Melanie Kinnaman was a lovely lady. Did she have a fairly decent career, Peter? She did a lot of stuff.
She had a couple other movies, but not really. She doesn't have a lot of acting credits, but she still lives around here in LA. So
That's too bad.
she does conventions now. She's really nice. So.
Cool.
Oh,
There we
that
go.
trailer. I remember that from the trailer.
Yeah, that was in the trailer. Yeah, that was in the trailer.
She's on Facebook. She's aged really well. She's still a hottie.
Yeah. I'm a friend with her on Facebook. Yeah, definitely. Oh goodness, is it over already?
I know.
Let's just start it over and play it again.
Yeah.
Let's rewind it back and watch it again.
Yeah. You watch reverse.
Let's go back and watch Ooh Baby in continuous loop like 10 times or something.
I'm sure you can find that on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
You can.
10 hours
You
of
Hey baby, ooh baby.
Never understood those videos.
How about you do a remix of that, dance remix or something?
Oh, there's that wonderful
There is
remix
a dance
where
remix.
Is there?
On, yeah. I'll have to send you the link. It's freaking hilarious, man.
Going right on my iPod.
It's really funny.
It's been in my head this whole commentary.
Let's see here. Roy stunt double Tom Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best boy grip Steve Queen.
So final thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Peter, let me start with you.
You know, I remember Frank Mancuso told me this was the movie where it went from like being a more mainstream thing for the fans, because like the first 4 movies had a broader audience. Like a lot of people saw the final chapter, and after that, he's like, this was when we knew like they made less money. It was all about just appealing to the hardcore fan base, and I think that's true until Freddy vs. Jason. You know, now it's just the fans that would show, because he's like after final chapter, they're like I'm done. Like, you know, it was only the hardcore fans that were gonna stick around and keep with the series. So they never quite, Paramount sort of never quite regained the popularity in the first 4 after this one, those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also this is the start of the gimmicks. Like this was when suddenly each movie had some sort of gimmick. This was Imposter, then it was, you know, comedy, and then it was Telekinetic Teen, and then it was Manhattan. Like everything after this was some sort of twist or something.
Gimmick, yeah.
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 Well, why don't we move on to? Does anybody need to take a bathroom break?
Yeah, good. No, good.
Let's move on to the Q&A portion of the show. I know we had a bunch of questions for us and for Peter in the live chat over on the website. Let me see if I can pull some of those up. Here is a question from the chat from Spy the Movie Guy. Our buddy Spy the Movie Guy. How you doing tonight, man? He asks, were the Grandfather and Halfway House Doctor's kills last-minute additions, or were they planned as off-screen kills purposefully?
I believe those were. Danny said there were some off-screen kills on purpose. There was an extra. I remember him saying there was some cut stuff between Pam and Richard Young's character. It was all dialogue stuff. They had trimmed that, and there was more stuff with Ethel and Junior stuff, but nothing major, I don't believe. Again, I I'm hoping to do a follow-up interview with David Noah, the effects guy, so I might know if there was any on-screen stuff shot.
Okay. Let's see, what else have we got here? We have got a question from Toxic Shock. He asks, it's for Peter, he asks, seeing as how the book only went to Freddy vs. Jason, do you think there could ever be a revised edition in the future with the 2009 remake and others down the pipe?
Yes, indeed. I mean, what happened was, it took a long time for the remake to come out, and then I thought, well, we don't want to keep doing the book every time there's just one new movie. I don't want to rip people off, So our goal now, because it's been a long time, if the second movie finally comes out, the sequel, the remake, we're definitely want to do, and Titan is interested in doing another edition, so it seems like it makes sense to wait for the next movie. So, yeah, I'd love to. I think it's time to update it. So.
Okay. Will it be a hardcover book, or will it be an ebook?
I wouldn't do it otherwise. Well, the ebook, has some updated stuff in it. I would do both. I'd update. The cool thing about the ebook is I can update that for free. So any updates we do, we've done some updates. You just re-download the book. You don't have to rebuy it. But a new hardcover, I'd definitely like to do it better. And the problem is, there's only so much you can fit. It can't be 800 pages. So, but I think I think we could trim it down. I mean, I see a lot of mistakes in it now. Like plays, I could have made it better. So, cool.
Well, I mean, the book is already. I mean, it's very.
Big.
If anybody's not read this book, you're doing yourself a disservice, because it is awesome. I actually dropped it on my foot the other day, and Peter, you'll be hearing from my attorney. So,
and there's a lot of cool stuff, like a lot of photos that resurface, like a lot of cast and crew have comments. I found this, I found that. So it'd be a lot of cool new stuff to put in there, picture-wise. Yeah,
so I think Jason Parker had some stuff on Friday the 13th franchise.com today. Some new Part 3 shots I'd never seen before.
I actually
found those. Really cool.
Yeah, I found the original still photographer. She runs a restaurant up north, California. I couldn't find her before, so I think she has a lot of new stuff too in her garage. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Another question from the live chat from Toxic Shock. He wants to know, Any reason why Steve Miner didn't take part in the documentary or seem to talk about the films?
Yeah, he's you know, I don't know what to say other than he kind of ran hot and cold. He was like going to do the documentary, and then he kind of wasn't. And yeah, but now apparently he's done some conventions recently, so he might have bumped up. To be honest, from what I've told people around him, after the first two came out, and then once he did House, he didn't want to talk about it. He really wanted to get away from it. He wanted to have a mainstream career, so he was kind of really poo-pooing it. So hopefully he's mellowed out a bit now, you know. Because it's been, what, 30 years? Like, you know, people like these movies, you know. But I know for a while he was trying to get away from it, and, you know, I guess I don't want to say embarrassed. I don't want to speak for him, but yeah, he was pretty down on them for a while. But so, yeah, kind of a bummer. Because, like, you know, it's silly now. Like, it's fun. Movies are part of American history. Like, just lighten up and have fun with it. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got going on over on the YouTube page. If we've got any questions or comments. Got a lot of people wishing us happy Friday the 13th. Let's see. Where'd you get the Part 5 mask from, Jay the Stingray?
That was from creepyhawks.com.
Okay. Let's see, what else have we got?
But Crash Cunningham also makes great masks.
Yeah, Crash is amazing. I don't
Crash
know.
is the best.
Yeah, Crash is awesome.
Yeah.
We were very lucky that Crash was cool enough to donate us a mask to give away. Aaron Schweigart wants to know, why wasn't Dominic Bracke involved in the book? Actually, he was.
Yeah,
involved in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talked to him. So he was not in the documentary. The thing with the documentary is it's a lot harder. There's only so many people you can fit because of time constraints, and it's expensive to shoot everyone. So there was less people in the documentary, but we tried to get as many people as we could.
Holy shit, there was enough people at the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 7 hours, whatever.
It was a lot. It was incredible.
Yeah, done in LA, so it's only people that could get to LA or whatever, couldn't file and stuff. So. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Baby Herman asks of Mr. Bracke, do you ever go to conventions? He would love to get his Crystal Lake Memories book signed.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't get invited. No one's invited me, so I would certainly be open to it if our convention invited me. No one likes me.
Yeah, I'd love to get my book signed as well.
Sure, I'm happy to do it, yeah. We had a signing here for the documentary a while back, but yeah.
Let's see. I think that might actually be it. Actually, Steve Miner is in the book.
Yeah.
He's in the book. He's in the book, Spy the Movie Guy, but he's not on the documentary.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it, and he got out of it, and I don't know. So he's doing conventions now. I don't know. So, but he wouldn't do the Nightmare on Elm Street book for my friend Tommy. So I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to be in print, or he doesn't want to be quoted anymore. I don't know. So.
Oh, cool.
Let
me get you down.
Yeah, we're really anti-fight. There's like 3 or 4 people from the movies that were just hung up on me, and were like, no way. So you never know.
Yeah.
So.
Let me get Mike, B. Jr., Raho, Stingray, your guys' thoughts on final thoughts on Friday the 13th, Part 5, while I make a quick bathroom break.
Who wants to start?
Go ahead.
I'll start.
Sure.
Okay. Part 5, final thoughts. When I was younger, I didn't fully understand the film, and I grew to love it over the years. I love it in the same way I love Nightmare 2. It's my go-to favorite. When there's nothing else on, I want to watch it. The original is still my favorite. Just like the original Nightmare on Elm Street and/or Part 3 is my favorite. But Friday 5 just has that special part in my heart where it's just, I saw it in the theaters. It's one of the few that I saw in the theaters. And it's just got that really, it still retains the necessities for a slasher. You've got a killer on the loose. People are getting knocked off one by one. There's gore, and it's all you would want in a slasher. But it's not. It doesn't have to be the best. It's kind of like the silver medal in the winners. Okay, that's what there's silver or bronze winner. Okay, that's the way I've always seen it. But it's just one of those that works for me nowadays primarily. When I was younger, I just took it as another slasher, but nowadays I just really like watching it.
Excellent.
Orc, what about you? What are your final thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 5?
Great slasher movie. People bitch about it too much. No offense. I understand why a lot of people hated Halloween 3, but I never understood the hate for Friday the 13th Part 5. I like it. Good movie overall. Really nothing I can add to it that already hasn't been said. So, yeah.
I was going to compare it to kind of Halloween 3 too. Although I liked Halloween 3 more when I first saw it than I did Friday 5, I kind of felt almost insulted as a fan, like I'd said before. But over the years, it's grown on me, and it's a good time. It's fun. There's lots of great moments in it. It's definitely a solid flick, but it's like what Pizzle calls the black sheep movies. It's one of those. But by the time you get to Takes Manhattan and Goes to Hell, you look back at 5 and go, hey, that was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What was I pissed about?
Yeah. Yeah, and I at the beginning of the show I said Friday 5 was the most controversial of the series. I mean, there's a couple others. I mean, you could throw in there too. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X. So I mean, there's some other fairly controversial entries, but yeah, Friday 5 seems to be the one that sort of it gets the disdain. But like I also said, it seems like people have kind of warmed up to it over the years. It's kind of carved its own little niche, and so. Really cool. Really cool.
Part of it too, there's no expectations attached anymore, so people can just enjoy it for what it is,
Exactly. Exactly. Once you get over the shock of it's the ambulance guy, you can kind of enjoy the movie for what it is.
And two, the first one is a total cheat. Like, you don't see Mrs. Voorhees the whole movie. It's like, who is this woman? She shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
I could just imagine seeing it from like Mike's perspective of actually being a hardcore fan of the series, and then this coming out, and just really not liking it very much. I could totally understand that. I can see why a lot of people hate it.
I'd already seen 3 and 4 in the theater, so 5 was it was like, oh, here we go again, and it was. I thought 6 was a little even though some people crap on 6, I really enjoyed it. Even though it was kind of heavy on the comedy, I didn't mind the whole Frankenstein bringing him back with the lightning thing. I enjoyed Part 6. I thought it was, even at the time I saw Part 6, I thought, well, it was better than 5 at the time I saw it. I enjoy them both now, and I still enjoy 5 and 6, but I don't know. Right. I got to 7, and 7 was really the first one that made me just go, okay, now they're really reaching. Jason versus Carrie, and I didn't really like hardly any of the characters in that movie, and I don't know. But I enjoy 7 more now than I did then too. But especially after we got to Goes to Hell, that made everything before it look great.
Yeah, especially like growing up, like seeing I saw the first 4 when they came out in the theater, and so like after 3 and 3D, and being a kid, you were so into them. Like 5, it's just like so much built-up expectation that they were coming back when the series was going on that. It was really hard not to be disappointed. Where maybe kids now, when you see it on video, it's a totally different story. You can just enjoy it a lot more.
And even though I crap on Goes to Hell all the time, if you watch the uncut version, it's kind of a good time for what it is. It's completely terrible, but it's entertaining at the same time.
I agree. Yeah, I would much rather watch it over Jason X, or even I do love Takes Manhattan, but that one's kind of unsatisfying as well, because I mean it's not really in Manhattan, so but anyway,
there's a good
we've got another
at the end.
We've got another question that came in from the website from Gerald Fernari. He asks, my question for Peter Bracke is, in your opinion, was Friday the 13th Part 5 A New Beginning a misstep or the franchise?
Misstep. I mean, I guess narratively, yeah, because it didn't really go anywhere. They just sort of it was like a cul-de-sac, but it kept the series going. You know, it made enough money to get us another one. I think what it did is it kind of showed how like the direction too far you go into in terms of just having kill, 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 and sort of porn feel to it. Like it said, okay, we're not going to go in that direction again, so it kind of got it back to the center, maybe. I don't know. But then they went the opposite direction with the comedy, so it started to go like this. You know what I mean? Like the first four kind of have the same feel, and then it's like in every movie's like totally off the charts. You know, so I don't think it's any more of a misstep than the other ones after it. Is that a bad thing to say? I don't know. Because at that point too, like what you have to have a gimmick. I mean, you know, I mean it's probably true if they kept doing the same, basing it a can. They had to have some gimmick or it'd get too boring. So I don't know. It's tough.
Right.
In hindsight to be judgmental, but at the time, like, what do? You know. So.
Mr. Fernari also has a question for me. He says, when you first saw this film, what was your reaction, and how does this installment stack up against the others? He says he's incredibly excited to hear from both of us tonight. So, yeah, like I said before, the first time I saw the movie, a lot of it was pretty much over my head. I was just so stoked to be watching a Friday the 13th movie that I was just excited to be watching a Friday the 13th movie. But yeah, you know, there was that sort of unsatisfying feel to it once I became a little more aware. But you know, again, once I sort of put behind me the fact that there's an imposter Jason, and I got to watching the movie and enjoying it for what it is, I grew to love it, and I love it to this day. It's kind of, you know, I go to it more so than some of the others, to be honest with you. If I just want to have a good time, and I think it's the best sequel, no, but I think it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I must say, seeing it with an audience, they had a screening here a couple of years ago. Quentin Tarantino was actually there. I kid you not. It's really fun to see the audience because it's a hoot. You know what I mean? So it's probably one of the most fun.
Right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's awesome. I'd love to see it with a raucous,
yeah.
coked up audience. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola for everybody. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, who's ready to give away some stuff?
Me.
Let's do it.
Who's ready?
We can participate, right?
No.
I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna play.
So here's how we're gonna do it. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna ask you guys a trivia question, a Friday the 13th themed trivia question. The first person to tweet the answer to us at TSF Nation, right there in the banner, will win the prize. So first up, let's go ahead and let's give away B-Movie Mike's UV code for the Friday the 13th Blu-ray box set that he's been very generous to offer up. And Mike has asked that Mr. Bracke provide the trivia question.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it's not lame. So what cast member of Part 5 has appeared in a Friday the 13th movie, a Halloween movie, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and a Child's Play movie?
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Excellent question.
Great question.
I'm sitting here refreshing Twitter over and over again.
So far, nothing.
Another hint, he was also, I said he was in Star Trek. He was also in a Star Trek movie.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Everybody's running to IMDb right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating at all. I'm going to do this.
Toxic Shock in the chat is lamenting that he doesn't have Twitter.
Toxic. Come on, man. Come on.
I was also telling them a little earlier, just trivia. I didn't know. I was looking up, trying to figure out trivia question. A New Beginning is the first ever movie to have the words Part 5 in the title, theatrical movie ever. So I thought that was kind of
wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like James Bond movies, but that's the first Part 5 of anything. It's kind of cool. Kind of sad, maybe. Yeah.
Well, Friday the 13th was the only movie that had the balls.
Yes.
To call it to put out a Part 5 and call it Part 5.
Yeah, exactly. We got Rocky and Nightmare on Elm Street and Star Trek 5. This is the first 5.
Can't wait for the next one. Friday the 13th. The 13th.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonder what it'll be called. Some stupid tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far,
Already
no
shitting on
one.
it.
So far, no one has answered the question.
I'm
Come on,
stunned.
people.
I have
Come
someone
on,
in mind.
This
but
is
I'm
for
not gonna-
12 movies, people.
Maybe
Let's check, let's
Come on.
check YouTube. See if anybody's throwing.
Well, I can give a hint, but I don't know.
Let's give them another minute. Let's give just throw some names out there, people. Throw
Yeah.
some names out there.
Another
Just
one.
throw them out there.
Just name everyone on the cast, and you'll get it eventually.
Yeah. Eventually. Yeah.
Some guy's got a text file.
We're talking high definition copies of all the movies here, folks.
I know.
Tweet at
Ah,
TF Nation,
okay.
hashtag damn enchiladas.
Yeah, enchiladas.
Damn it! Oh man, too much fun. Too much fun.
Still no one. Come
I
on,
am-
people. Come on.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Movie Man 95 wants to know what is the worst film in your opinion in the franchise.
Get out your pitchfork. Oh shit.
I have to go with Jason X. Sorry, Todd Farmer.
Okay.
I love Todd Farmer, but
I think it may be unanimous on here, actually.
It's not Todd Farmer's fault.
yeah, I know.
No,
I'm gonna have to
It's not.
Todd
go
Farmer
with Goes to Hell.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So.
I actually
That's one
did
vote for
enjoy
Jason.
Jason X this much more than Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close. It's really close.
Jason
What do you
X
think,
is a
Barry?
movie I would never watch unless I was forced.
Jason X says that he just wanted his machete back line. It's pretty awesome.
If we're going for worst, guys, I gotta go. It's a very close
Hold on a minute.
coin. It's a very close
Hold
coin toss.
on a minute.
Do we have someone?
Schwig asks, is it Dick Warlock, Mr. Bracke?
Dick Warlock? No, close, very close. Maybe he.
Oh, I know who it is.
I was talking about.
I know who it is now. Yeah, I know who it is.
Wait,
Actually appears on screen in these movies.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Jerry Horror asks, is it Tom Morgan?
Yes, it is.
That's
yes.
it. That's it.
Also,
That's
Star
it.
Trek.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Go Clint.
Congratulations.
All right, send Pizzle your
Congratulations.
email address. He'll pass it on to me, and I will email you the information.
You could send it to my Twitter.
Congratulations, Jerry Horror. You have just won the UV code for the Friday the 13th Blu-ray box set, all the films in HD. So congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We've got another question that's came in from Josh Hobbs. He wants to know, did they ever plan on killing Tommy Jarvis off? Do you know if that was ever an idea that was floated around, Peter?
I know it was like the sixth script always had Tommy in it. I don't think they ever intended to do that. I know they talked about bringing him back for Freddy vs. Jason as a cameo or something, but no, the sixth thing was always he's always going to live. It was like a trilogy or whatever. So
Which version were they going to bring back?
well, I don't know. It was in the script, like they mentioned, like when they're fighting at the end. That was supposed to be like a Crystal Lake construction company, and Tommy and there's some other protesters or something. I don't know, something really kind of stupid. I'm sure Corey Feldman lobbied for the part. I'm sure, but I never got past the script concept stage. They're originally going to have Pinhead, like the end of the movie. They're going to have Pinhead in Hell, make a cameo. But yeah. So that was that kind of thing. They talked about the TV series. Part of one of the concepts was like the Crystal Lake Chronicles, where they were going to get Tommy Jarvis for the TV series, but I don't know what they're going to do now. But that was one idea. Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Intron475, we're doing this via Twitter, so if you want to participate, you've got to send us those answers on Twitter. Okay. Cinema Sensation wants to know what is the best Friday the 13th film. So let me ask you guys. Let me ask you this, Peter. Let's say I'm a Friday the 13th virgin, and I come up to you and I say, Mr. Bracke, what Friday the 13th film should I watch to break myself into the series? Which one would you recommend?
Well, I kind of feel like you have to say the first one, but I would probably maybe tell people part two, because it's like the first Jason, and like you don't really need to see one to understand two. So I'd probably tell people. Yeah.
I could see that.
Is that your favorite one of the series, Peter?
It's one of them. I think it's like a better directed and quicker, faster version of one. I like one, but okay. So yeah, I have to unfortunately have to leave in a couple minutes, folks. I apologize. But yeah, I'd probably start with that one of those. But I wouldn't start with part 5. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, they'd be like, what the hell's going on here?
Don't make the mistake
I
of
watch these films. No.
You kind of have to start with
All
one.
right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's give away, because Peter's got to go. Or do you want to? Let me see if we've got any more questions real quick for you, Peter, before we sign you off. Because you've been here for over 2 hours, and we definitely appreciate you hanging out with us.
Well, I'm actually
and talking about Friday.
We're doing a Friday the 13th thing tonight, so I have another big thing to host.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah, it's
What
only
are you doing?
We're playing this old horror movie game called Nightmare, and it's a electronic board game with a video shit. And then we're doing a Friday the 13th movie. Just kind of.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
pretty cool. It's only 7 o'clock here.
Gatekeeper.
Cool.
Look at that game.
Well, Peter, we'll let you go ahead and sign off if you need to go, and we'll finish up the giveaway portion. But again, we definitely want to thank you for joining us tonight again for the 4th time.
I'm looking for part 6.
talk.
I'm looking for part 6 now, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, part 6.
Part 6. Part 6 next year, man. Part 6 next year, man.
More special guests for that. So. All right, my dog says goodbye too. My dog was very popular on this group chat. So. See you later, guys.
Well, thanks.
Take it easy.
Thanks
Thank
again,
you.
buddy.
Take care.
See you later.
Thanks, Mr. Bracke. Take care, buddy. Take care.
All right. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's give away this awesome Gimme 5 T-shirt, courtesy of FastCustomShirts.com.
Excuse me while I
Now,
make
I've
another
gotta think of a good
Twitter
tribute.
account.
Yeah, I need a fake account. That.
Will it?
All right, guys. Now
Will it
pay
smell like
attention
Pizzelle?
out there. If you want it to smell like Pizzelle, send it to me. I will rub it all over myself for the small fee of $20 and send it back to you. So, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So listen carefully, everybody out there. This is the question. Tweet it at us at TSF Nation. The first person to answer it correctly will win this awesome shirt, courtesy, not the one I'm wearing, but a brand new one, courtesy of FastCustomShirts.com. The question is, prior to being hired to write and direct Friday the 13th Part 5, Danny Steinman was hired by the Boston people to write and direct the sequel to this 70s grindhouse shocker. What movie am I talking about? The first person to tweet the answer to us at TSF Nation will win this awesome shirt.
Oh, God, this is torture, Pizzelle. This is torture.
The question again. Danny Steinman was hired to write and direct the sequel to this 70s grindhouse shocker. Prior to being hired to direct Friday the 13th Part 5, the movie fell through because of legal issues, so the Boston people said, we'll get him to do Friday the 13th Part 5 instead. What was the 70s grindhouse shocker? What was it? Tweet it to us at TSF Nation, and you could win an awesome shirt just like this.
Suspiria.
Come on.
We believe in you.
Suspiria.
You can do it.
Hashtag Suspiria. That was such a grindhouse shocker. Love it.
I hear Rocky music. You can do it.
Just start throwing out names of 70s grindhouse shocker movies. You'll get
Any
it
you can think
eventually.
of.
It's
I'm
not
sure.
that many.
No.
All right, we've got 2 so far.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Who? Schweig writes, congratulations. You have just won a shirt just like this from FastCustomShirts.com because you tweeted the last house on the left, and you're correct, sir. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations, sir. You have just won an awesome t-shirt courtesy of our buddy Joe over at FastCustomShirts.com.
That is some YOLO swag 420.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Now, what I'm going to do to keep it fair, Jerry Hoare, since you've already won the UV code, and Schweig, since you've already won the shirt, I'm not going to count you guys for the mask. I want to keep it fair. I want, want to keep it real here. So
that's right. You can only spread so much pimpage in one area.
For sure, play.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, now for the Crash Cunningham Friday the 13th Part 5 hockey mask. Here is the question. Listen very, very closely. A lot of the Friday the 13th films went by alternate titles in the shooting process to keep them off the radar of the unions. Some of the titles were Repetition, Aladdin Sane. I think Part 3 was the shooting title was Crystal Japan. What do all of these titles have in common? What is the one common denominator? We've already got tweets. We've already got tweets.
Damn, that mask is mine.
Nope. Nobody's got it yet. Let me ask the question again. Many of the Friday the 13th films. Listen closely. Listen closely. We don't want anybody calling shenanigans on us here. Listen closely. Many
Come on, guys,
of
keep
the
it together.
original.
I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on. I can't rephrase it, so we're just gonna go. Scott. No, you're wrong, Scott. You're wrong. You're wrong. So anyway, let me rephrase the question. Please, let me get some quiet. Many of the original Friday the 13th, they went by code names, alternate titles during the pre-production and shooting process to keep them off the radar of the unions. Part 5 was called Repetition. Part 6 was called Aladdin Sane. Part 3 was called Crystal Japan. What do all of these titles have in common? We have 3 new tweets. I'll say it again. Many of the original Friday the 13th films, they went under code names, under working titles, to keep them off the radar of the unions. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Congratulations to Scott. You have answered the question correctly. They are all David. Well, Scott, actually, you did not win because you misspelled the last name.
SP question mark?
Yeah. Asterisk. Asterisk.
Actually, Nathan Kangas, you have just won the Crash Cunningham Friday the 13th Part 5 hockey mask from Crash Cunningham because you answered David Bowie albums.
Yep.
They were all David Bowie. They were all the names of David Bowie albums. Congratulations, Nathan Kangas. You have won a Friday the 13th Part 5, a new beginning hockey mask from CrashCreations.com. Scott, you put David Howie. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. You were close.
So close.
You were close.
That's autocorrect, I'm sure.
That's David Bowie. That's David Bowie's
Worst autocorrect ever.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th was totally unlucky for somebody.
I apologize, dude, but I can't. Gotta go with the correct spelling. I do apologize. But Nathan Kangas, congratulations, man. You just won an awesome hockey mask courtesy of Crash Cunningham over at CrashCreations.com. Congratulations, dude. I'll get in touch with all the winners. I'll get all of your shipping addresses, email addresses for the UV code, and we'll make sure we get all that stuff out to you as soon as possible. What a night! What an awesome!
Can I read some
Scott?
of Orc's? Orc has some alternate titles over here in the
They are special.
Yes,
chat
please.
here.
Please.
Should I read some of
What are you
those?
talking about? What are you talking about?
let's not.
We actually can never divulge what happens in the chat here. That's a private. Someday.
This is some I know what you did last summer bullshit. Okay.
Let's not expose Orc for the twisted son of a bitch that he is. So.
What happens in the chat stays in the chat.
Absolutely.
Scott said autocorrect screwed him up. Scott, I tell you what, buddy. You're not going to win the mask, but I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to find out what your address is, and I'm gonna send you something out of my own pocket because I feel bad. Man.
Autocorrect sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
I'll throw you a bone. Autocorrect does suck, so I'm gonna get in touch with you, buddy. I'm gonna make sure you get something. So I'll definitely be in touch with you.
Everybody's aware of TSF.
Yeah,
correct.
Huge thanks to everybody out there who tuned in tonight. We absolutely appreciate it. Thanks for all your awesome questions and comments. Thanks to everybody who tweeted at us, who commented in the comment section of the video, everybody who was over in the live chat over on the website. We appreciate it. It's been a great show. Big thanks to Peter Bracke. Awesome guy. If you don't own this book, by all means go out and buy it immediately. Awesome book, awesome read. Also, if you don't own the Blu-ray, which Peter was nice enough to sign for me there, Crystal Lake Memories, you definitely want to go pick that up too. Awesome documentary. Again, huge thanks to Crash Cunningham over at Crash Creations, to Joe over at FastCustomShirts.com for your generosity. We really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Big thanks to Mike as well for donating his UV code. Thanks a lot, dude. Closing thoughts. Anybody with any inspirational closing thoughts before we end the show tonight?
Yeah, guys, I just want to say real quickly, not to get mushy, but I'm glad I got to spend this time with you guys, and thanks for letting me spend time with y'all. And I really enjoyed spending this time watching a movie that I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say we all pretty much enjoy. And I just really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Definitely the most fun I've ever had watching the movie. It's awesome.
Better than your first experience, I'm sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah, lots of fun. Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this Friday the 13th to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the release of Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Again, voting for our first ever Viewer's Choice live commentary. You pick it, we'll watch it live. Follow the link in the description, or head over to thesausagefactoryshow.com and vote on what movie you want to see us do a live commentary for. If you liked this commentary for Friday the 13th 5, please consider sending an email to the email address also posted in the description, and tell the Rondo Awards that your favorite multimedia podcast and stream of 2014 was The Sausage Factory Show. Make sure to leave the URL to the website and your name in the email for it to be counted. We appreciate the support. So that was an awesome time with you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and discussing the film. It was a lot of fun. Again, big thanks to everybody out there. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week, next Thursday on our regular night, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we discuss another very controversial subject. We're going to be talking about remakes. So that'll be an interesting show as well.
With
yes.
special
We'll see
guest,
you guys.
wait for it, with special guest Michael Bay.
I can't believe we landed that.
I think I just got a phone call from a lawyer or something. Lawyer.
He squeezed us in.
He squeezed us in.
Right between all the lens sprays.
You can witness Rambo Rap publicly flog him for the Turtle movie.
Yeah. We got his agent on the line here.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Thank all you guys for tuning in. Thanks again to CrashCreations.com and FastCustomShirts.com. Everybody out there, we appreciate it. We'll see you next week, next Thursday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we discuss remakes. Be there. Until then, you guys take it easy. Peace.